Here it is, the finale, the last two bikes standing in the Adventure Bike Championship, the Honda Aftica Twin and the KTM 1290 Super Adventure R. There have been two videos each in this series of these bikes, so I won't go into much detail as I did in those videos. Instead, what we'll do here is showcase some key similarities and differences between the 1290 and the Aftica Twin, and then we'll unveil the winner at the end of this video. So let's get started. Both of these bikes are capable on the road. The 1290 has gobs of power and torque, and 3 out of the 4 rider modes are road specific. The Aftica Twin may not have the power of the 1290, but it has a lot of torque throughout the rev range. One thing I've learned from riding a mid-displacement bike is that overtaking on the highway is not always about power. Sure, power is important, but if you have the torque and the riding skills, it's just as easy on the 100 horsepower AT as it is on the 160 horsepower 1290. Let's be clear here, I'm not saying it's easier on the Twin than the 1290, I'm saying it can be done. Both the 1290 and the Twin have a 21-inch front wheel. We'll compare the off-road capabilities of these two bikes later, and that front wheel will be a big part of that. But a big wheel like that can get a bit squirrely on the road. Let's talk about the maneuverability of these two bikes in relation to that big front wheel. While it is important, let's set rider skill aside for a moment. I don't want to get too much into the gyroscopic physics and the confusing world of motorcycle geometry. That can be a video on itself. Both the 1290 and the Twin are engineered for balance. From the relative size of the front and rear wheels, to the overall geometry, to the weight to power ratio, and even how the weight is distributed, these bikes are designed to maintain balance. The electronically adjusted suspension of the Aftica Twin Adventure Sports makes any complaint of soft suspension for previous models obsolete. For long-distance adventures, both bikes have cruise control, and the AT Adventure Sports has standard heated grips. Both the 1290 and the Twin are very capable off-road. We previously mentioned the 21-inch front wheel. That makes off-road maneuverability easier than any other adventure bike with a 19-inch front wheel, and while the Twin is a bit more challenging while slow-speed maneuvering than the 1290, it's not unmanageable. Both have off-road user modes that adjust power, torque, traction control, and ABS settings. The Twin takes it a step further with 2 user-defined modes where you can really dial in every setting. Both bikes have enough rider aids to make sure that you don't get into too much trouble. Both have cornering lights, traction control, ABS, cornering ABS, wheelie control, rear lift control, and all the user settings to give you the bike you want to ride in the environments you want to ride in. So this is really a tough choice between these bikes. Well, until you look at reliability and price. For reliability while on motorcycle adventures, you have 2 choices. 1, you can buy an old bike that's easy to work on and compromise the benefits of technology and safety that new bikes have. Or 2, you can buy a new bike with a stellar record for reliability. Well, some old school riders say that you don't need all that technology. I currently have enough old bikes in my garage that I'm enjoying working on, and I've had the pleasure of owning bikes that don't have the tech these two bikes have. Number 1 isn't an option I'll be entertaining for this bike choice. Compared to Honda, I can't put KTM on the list for number 2. Hold on, before all you KTM owners blast me in the comments, note that I didn't say KTM builds unreliable bikes. KTM just doesn't have the stellar record that Honda does. While you may have had a great experience with reliability on your KTM, or there's a Honda owner out there that has had a terrible experience with reliability, that doesn't change the reliability reputation Honda has over most other brands. The Aftica Twin also has a far better price point than the 1290. Even with the Adventure Sports at $17,000, I'm still under $20,000 with taxes, title, and license. The same cannot be said for the 1290. Those that have followed this series know that I've delayed unveiling this bike for far too long. Here it is, my new 2020 Aftica Twin Adventure Sports. I'm pretty excited about the Twin. As I said in the video, it's one of the best looking bikes on the adventure bike market. I have some great videos planned for you. I installed that engine guard. I'm going to do a whole installation video on that. I put together a first thoughts video that I'll have for you soon. And it's snowing quite a bit outside right now, so I can't ride a whole lot. But as soon as I'm able, I'm going to have a full review video for you and a ton of adventures. One of the first adventures I'm going to have for you is the Trans-Wisconsin Adventure Trail. It's a 600-mile north to south trail here in Wisconsin. And it's something that I want to tackle with this adventure bike. Yeah, I'll have to make some changes to this bike to be able to do it. And I'll have full videos on those changes soon. One reason I chose this bike I didn't address during the series at all. When a lot of you said I should go with a mid-displacement bike rather than one of the big adventure bikes, I replied by saying it will all make sense by the end of the series. One of the big reasons I chose the Aftica Twin is because it's in this position all by itself between the mid-displacement adventure bikes and the big adventure bikes. So it's a good option for me because I wanted a big adventure bike for long distance touring, but I also wanted to be able to go off-road a little bit. This Aftica Twin, right in between the mid-displacement and the big adventure bikes, is a perfect bike for me. I hope you enjoyed this series. I hope you enjoy more content with the Aftica Twin coming up. Stick around, there's going to be a lot of adventures. Thanks for watching, ride safe out there, keep seeking adventure, and keep your wheels rolling in the right direction. I'll see you in the next video.